is Mark with You Personal Training. I'm putting together this little video for my friend Ryan, who emailed me. He's a professional adventure racer in Hong Kong. And he had some questions about some leg exercises he could do to add to his strength training routine. So Ryan, here you go. I'm going to give you a few ideas you can kind of play around with. For anybody who's going to try these exercises, please be sure that you always get the okay from your physician, do a proper warm-up, and always start slowly, and obviously use common sense. Okay. First one, Ryan, here we go, just a basic squat. Any of these you can use as a warm-up or do as an actual strength exercise. The squat, you can start with using a box. I have a 20-inch box here. Arms across his chest, feet are going to be shoulder width or just slightly wider, straight forward. If anything, slightly turned out. I like to try to keep my feet pointing straight forward. Using the box to be able to sit back and really work on getting the hips going back. So I'm just going to squat down and come back up. Ideally, I want to keep my knees tracking over my feet so we don't get any internal rotation of the hips. Okay, so again, arms crossed, sitting back and coming up. If you're going to use these for a warm-up, 5 to 10 reps, okay, from the side. And up. So chest angle, shin angle, relatively the same at the bottom. Okay. For me, the box is a little bit too high, my legs are short, so I'm not quite getting down to parallel, but ideally, finding a box or something you can sit back to that's going to get you a parallel quad at the bottom. Okay. You can also do a wide squat, arms up to incorporate the upper body and your core a little bit more. Same thing, sitting back to the box and the arms up. And if Z is going to do any of these exercises, you can just use body weight to incorporate just to get some mobility work. It'd be good for his hips. Okay, you can still build some strength and gradually progress and using some lighter weight. So again, the Y squat. Trying to keep those arms back, butt to the box. Okay, once you get the technique down, you can not use the box and just do the regular squats. Either way. Okay. Add in dumbbells, weight vest, med ball if you want to make it a strength exercise. Okay, but for you, single leg exercises are good from the running that you're doing, the biking. So let's go to lunges. You did a few here in the studio. Just your basic forward lunge. Okay, hands can be on the hips, behind the head. Thinking about our position at the bottom, not letting the knee go past the toes, and making sure we're not banging our knee on the ground at the bottom. So stopping a couple inches from the ground. If someone's watching this and that looks a little too advanced, you can start in just a static position, or what they call a split squat, and just drop straight down, and then progress into stepping into the lunge. But because this is for Ryan, he's athletic, he can handle the impact of stepping into it right away. Okay? Lateral lunge, same thing. You can start static, or for Ryan, you're going to step into it. Okay, again, thinking about your hips going back, not knee going forward. Okay, so you should really feel the weight in your heel as you step back. Okay, so again, if you're doing a warm-up, 5 to 10 reps, if you want to make a strength exercise, you can have dumbbells, or even better, a weight vest to free your hands up. Okay? And then you won't worry about banging your knee with the dumbbells, but dumbbells will work. Just make sure you don't hit your knee. Okay? Both sides. Okay, so that's a lateral lunge. Step back lunge, just like it sounds. Stepping back. Trying to use that front leg as much as you can to come back to the starting position, not necessarily trying to kick off with that back leg. Okay. Step back, get the good angle, the knees not past my toes. I've got basically almost a right angle with that back leg. Drive through the front leg to come back up. Okay. If you wanted to add a med ball, add a little bit of upper body movements, you can get creative with whatever you want. pressing up, pressing out. You can even chop as you step back. Start with the ball up above your head, chopping down, not letting that knee move in as you chop. So you're going to get some rotation and then back up. Okay. So a few ideas for some lunges. You can also do your step ups, which we did here also in the studio. Just your basic forward, foot on the box, and up. So again, this is a 20-inch box. If you wanted to go to a higher box, once you feel like you're ready to progress, you could do that. Again, also adding external load through dumbbells or a weight vest or even a med ball. Plant the foot, drive to the heel of that top leg, coming up. Really watch your core area so we're not getting the dip in that motion. Okay? If that is happening, stick the body weight until you can maintain better posture as you're coming up and coming down. Okay? You can also just leave the leg up on top. Again, we're trying not to kick with that bottom foot. Make your top leg do as much of the work as you can. Okay? You can also go to a lateral, step up, stepping sideways, and coming up. Okay? You're going to use your adductors a little bit more, which for you want to make sure you stay strong through this inner leg and also flexible. And you're doing a lot of lateral movement when you're doing your trail running, whether it's uphill or downhill. So be sure to stretch and straighten the inner leg. Okay? So your lateral step up. And ideally keeping that foot a little more straightforward than I just was. Okay? You can also do a transverse step up, which is going to be more of a rotational plane. Okay? So I'm going to step here to the box, plant my foot straight forward. It's going to open up my hips a little bit, and I'm going to have to rotate to get back up onto the box. Rotate back down, feet are straight forward again, rotate up, rotate back down. Okay? So that's a transverse step up. So you can do all three planes of motion: forward, a lateral, and then that transverse plane. Okay? Let's go. All right, we can also do what's called an elevated split squat. You're going to put that foot up on the box. You can use the PVC pipe behind the back to maintain better posture so that chest doesn't want to fall forward. Foot up on the box, dropping down, and coming up. This one's going to be a little more challenging for your balance. It's really going to isolate that front leg. So it's good to start with body weight from the side. Nice flat foot on the box. It's going to feel a little bit awkward. But if you start going with heavier weight, it's going to feel better than being on your toes. Okay? So you can be here, dropping down, come on. Okay, make sure that front foot is out far enough so the knee's not going past the toes. So you may have to adjust after a couple reps. Back up. Okay, again, once you get the movement down, then you can start adding the dumbbells. Okay. Again, 12, I would say for you 12 to 15 reps. You're trying to build more endurance rather than bulk. So you want to be working at about, I would say 75 to 80% of your one max rep on all these exercises. So you might have to figure out what your one rep max is, and then go backwards from there. So if you can't get 10 reps in, you're going too heavy. If you feel like you can do 20 or more, it's too light. So you're going to have to probably play around with it a little bit. And you should probably have some idea of what your max is. Okay, so you don't want it to be too easy, because we do want, but you don't want it to be so hard that your form is breaking down and you can't get those 12. And just pick a few of these each workout. You don't have to do all of them. Okay. For the hips, a little bit better, using either a dumbbell or a kettlebell, balancing on one leg. So in this case, I'll be on my left leg, weight in the right hand, and back up. So I'm maintaining nice tall posture through the full range of motion.